The next part we need to do is create the brace for the wheels. To do that, first of all, let's check out what we're actually going to be creating. I'm going to be creating this part here. Now, it's a little bit different from the rest. In past videos, you've been told very specific measurements for things. Sometimes you've been given a little bit of wiggle room. Here, you get given a whole lot of wiggle room. So, let's go back over and let's begin. So let's go. New part, as always. Surely you're good at this section now. If not, well, I've lost hope. No, I'm just joking. You're fine. Then you're going to go new sketch, come through and select that XY plane there. It's going to send this around front. I want you to go get yourself the line. So press L and it's going to give you the line tool. Now, I'll show you that just so you can see it highlighted, the line tool. And from here, just draw a 35mm line going out, like so. Then from the center, find the center of that line, draw yourself a 42mm at a 90-degree angle. Now note that my line wasn't at 90 degrees, so I had to press tab and then do that at 90 degrees, like so. Now, since it hangs underneath the plane, I'm actually going to delete that and I'm going to do it coming down from it. Now, it's just personal preference. I like viewing things how I'm going to see them. From here, let's get that spline tool, controlled vortex spline. Come to the end of the 35, come down, give yourself 2, click on the end of that, then give yourself that. And you know, I've just realized I'm a Muppet. And you know what it'll do? I've said click the controlled vortex one. If you've done that, great. If you haven't done that, even better. Come through and delete that 42mm line. If you created the controlled vortex, what you'll notice that it's just done then, was before I delete that, is it hasn't actually stuck to the points where I've set it. It's created its own little look. In fact, it's probably better you did it this way so you see. From there, you can then drag them out like normal, but we need to get rid of that line so it doesn't link it there. So I'm going to bring this down a bit, and then I'm going to bring this out a bit. Like that. So I'm going to have this is the front, and that is the back. Then we're going to come through, and I want you to get the circle tool. Control Shift C is the shortcut, and we're going to draw a 10mm line. Now, if you don't like where you drew your line, the great news is you should be able to grab that circle and shift it. You grab that very point and you can shift it wherever you want. Now, you don't want it up there. You want it somewhere down around about there. Now, it doesn't really matter where you place it as long as it looks even. I'm then going to adjust this a little bit so it's not quite as pointy, like that. I like that. And maybe I'll give that a little bit more of a round. No, I didn't like that. So you can really play and have fun. Press Finish Sketch after you've come up with something decent. Press E for Extrude. It's going to select that, and it's going to send that out like that. And of course we want 12mm. The reason we're always doing 12mm is because that's the thickness of the timber you're going to use when you make it. From here, let's draw a fillet on outside sides like that, but we don't want to fillet on the top section because that's going to join to another piece of timber. 2mm is plenty. Press OK. And finally, we need to put our nice little circle on the top. To do that, press Sketch, click at the top of that. It's going to move that around, zoom in. I'm going to project that line and project that line. I'm then going to get a line. I'm going to find the center line. Oh, what have I done? I'm going to come over here and find the center line. This is not being helpful at all. Let's get out of this one. So if yours has done that, I do apologize. And I'm not sure why I think that's a circle line maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you why it did that. Go project again. Come up to the outside edge top and the bottom edge there. Draw yourself a center line now. Find the center and do it. Sometimes, yeah, I can't tell you why I was doing that. Come across, do that, and click the circle tool. Find the center of this line, Draw a 3mm circle, press escape, select all those extra lines that you just drew on because they're not necessary and they just make the drawing more cluttered, and press the finish sketch. The last thing we need to do is, of course, add that material. I'm going to rush through this because you've done it about probably 8 times by now. Type in wall for walnut and press OK, and then press X. Now when you're making yours, depending on which class you're in, if you're in my class and you're doing it next, you're going to be making that Tassie Oak. From here we need to save that. So go File, Save As, and we're going to call this wheel, wow, I'm going to call this wheel support. Wheel support, and press save. Great job on finishing yet again another video. My computer is struggling, so let's see how we go. And it finally figured it out. But guys, honestly, good work so far. If you've gotten here, you've done the majority of the work. There's 2 more things to create. They're both a little bit weird, a little bit tricky at times, but you're pretty much there, so top job.